Did you know that one of Hollywood's brightest stars was once caught in a scandalous secret romance that shook the entire industry? Marilyn Monroe, the ultimate symbol of glamour and mystery, had a hidden affair that became the stuff of Hollywood legend. But what really happened behind the scenes? Hollywood has always been a place of glittering fame and whispered secrets, but few stories have captured the public's imagination quite like Marilyn Monroe's secret romance. In this video, we'll dive deep into the forbidden love that rocked old Hollywood, revealing the drama, the passion, and the mystery surrounding one of the most talked about affairs of its time. Stay tuned as we uncover the untold truth behind this legendary romance. The rise of an icon. Born as Norma Jean Mortensen on June 1, 1926, Marilyn Monroe's journey began far from the bright lights of Hollywood. Her childhood in Los Angeles was anything but glamorous, marked by constant instability and hardship. Yet, despite those early struggles, she rose to become a cultural phenomenon, redefining beauty and stardom. Monroe's rise to fame was nothing short of extraordinary. From unforgettable roles in films like Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and The 7-Year Itch to her award-winning performance in Some Like It Hot, she cemented her place as one of Hollywood's greatest legends. But beyond the dazzling smile and camera-ready charm lay a life filled with personal battles, multiple failed marriages, mental health struggles, and high-profile romances that kept tabloids buzzing. So how did Marilyn manage to shine so brightly while living in the shadow of so much turmoil? Up next, we'll uncover the affair that shook Hollywood to its core, the Kennedy connections. When it comes to Marilyn Monroe's romantic entanglements, few stories have captured as much public fascination as her alleged relationships with the Kennedy brothers. Of all her rumored affairs, her supposed liaison with President John F. Kennedy remains the most notorious. The gossip surrounding their connection first gained traction after Monroe's unforgettable performance of "Happy Birthday, Mr. President" during a Democratic fundraiser held at Madison Square Garden on May 19, 1962. Wearing a sparkling, skin-tight gown that seemed barely stitched together, Monroe's breathy rendition of the song was packed with flirtation and charm, making it clear why the moment became a lasting symbol of both glamour and scandal. The performance wasn't just a fleeting media sensation, it became a cultural landmark that left audiences and reporters buzzing with questions. How close were Marilyn and the president? Were the rumors of their romance true, or was it just a case of Monroe's undeniable star power stealing the show? Though neither Monroe nor Kennedy ever publicly confirmed the affair, the whispers only grew louder, especially after Monroe's tragic and mysterious death just a few months later. But that wasn't the only connection she reportedly had with the Kennedy family. Actress Shirley MacLaine added an explosive layer to the story in her 2024 memoirs. According to MacLaine, Monroe didn't just have an affair with John F. Kennedy. She also had a sexual encounter with his brother, Robert Kennedy, on the very same night of her famous performance. MacLaine claimed she saw President Kennedy leave a bedroom where Monroe was present, only for Robert Kennedy to enter moments later. Whether fact or fiction, this sensational account further fueled the myth surrounding Monroe's life, love affairs, and ties to political power. Despite these stories, hard evidence of Monroe's alleged affairs with the Kennedys has always been elusive. What remains, however, is a legacy of speculation and intrigue that continues to captivate the public imagination. The idea of one of the world's most famous actresses becoming romantically entangled with two of America's most powerful men is the kind of drama that old Hollywood was built on. So, was Marilyn Monroe involved with both Kennedy brothers, or is it all just part of Hollywood's never-ending cycle of myth-making? Whatever the truth may be, this chapter in Monroe's life is a reminder of how her world was always filled with glamour, gossip, and secrets. Up next, we'll dive into how Monroe's high-profile relationships shaped the public's perception of her, and how they contributed to the challenges she faced off-screen. The Wrong Door Raid. Marilyn Monroe's personal life often mirrored the drama of her films, especially during her highly publicized marriage to baseball legend Joe DiMaggio. While their relationship initially appeared to be a fairy tale romance, it quickly became strained by jealousy, mistrust, and public scrutiny. One of the most infamous incidents that defined their turbulent union was the scandalous Wrong Door Raid in November 1954. A moment that exposed just how deeply DiMaggio's insecurities ran. Believing that Monroe was being unfaithful, DiMaggio became obsessed with uncovering evidence of an affair. Convinced he could catch her in the act, he enlisted the help of private detective Barney Ruditsky to investigate. The plan? Burst into an apartment where Monroe was allegedly meeting a lover and catch her red-handed. However, things didn't go as planned. DiMaggio and his group mistakenly stormed into the wrong apartment, terrifying an innocent woman who had no connection to Monroe. The incident quickly made headlines, turning into a public embarrassment for DiMaggio and a media spectacle for Monroe. It wasn't just a personal mishap, it became a symbol of the toxic jealousy that plagued their marriage. Monroe's glamorous image clashed sharply with the reality of her private life, where she was dealing with constant control and mistrust from her husband. Despite DiMaggio's love for her, his possessiveness and inability to handle Monroe's stardom ultimately drove a wedge between them. The fallout from the wrong door raid didn't end with public humiliation. It underscored the growing tension between Monroe's desire for independence and DiMaggio's struggle to maintain control. Though the couple tried to mend their relationship, the damage had been done. Less than a year after the incident, Monroe filed for divorce, citing mental cruelty as the cause. This scandal not only highlighted the challenges Monroe faced in her personal life, but also showed how fame often amplified her struggles. Even in moments meant to be private, Monroe couldn't escape the spotlight or the chaos it brought into her world. But this wasn't the last time Monroe's love life would make headlines. Up next, we'll explore another high-profile relationship that kept her firmly in the public eye: Hollywood's reaction to the scandal. The world of Hollywood in the 1960s was no stranger to scandal, but nothing quite compared to the media frenzy surrounding Marilyn Monroe's rumored affairs with the Kennedy brothers. At a time when Hollywood stars were expected to live up to pristine, almost saintly moral standards, Monroe's entanglement with powerful political figures broke unwritten taboos and changed the way the public viewed celebrity life. For Monroe, fame was a double-edged sword. While she basked in the limelight, it also exposed her to intense scrutiny. Her relationships, especially those with John and Robert Kennedy, became front-page news, stirring up debates that were as much about power as they were about love. At a time when stars were expected to maintain an image of moral integrity, Monroe's high-profile romances pushed the boundaries of what was acceptable for a celebrity, leaving the public to question how far a star could go before their personal life became too much of a spectacle. Some of Monroe's contemporaries, including fellow actors and actresses, rushed to her defense, portraying her as a victim of the harsh and unforgiving nature of fame. They argued that Monroe was simply a woman caught up in the political drama of the time, used and manipulated by powerful men who only sought to control her. These defenders saw her not as a reckless celebrity, but as a tragic figure whose vulnerability was exploited for the benefit of others. On the other hand, some critics were less sympathetic, painting Monroe as reckless and irresponsible. They suggested that she had brought much of the drama upon herself by engaging in relationships with high-ranking political figures, choosing personal gratification over the stability and reputation of her career. This more critical viewpoint suggested that Monroe's lifestyle was a product of her own poor decisions, further fueling the scandal that surrounded her. Regardless of which side people took, one thing became clear: Monroe's story would set a new precedent for how celebrity and political relationships were reported in the media. The line between fame and politics blurred, and the public became more willing to explore and expose the private lives of those in the spotlight. But did Monroe deserve the public backlash she received, or was she simply a woman trapped in a system that cared more about her image than her well-being? Up next, we'll take a closer look at Monroe's lasting legacy and how she continues to be remembered today. The mystery of Monroe's death. Marilyn Monroe's life was filled with glamour, heartbreak, and scandal. It was her untimely death on August 5, 1962, at just 36 years old, that cemented her status as a Hollywood legend shrouded in mystery. Officially, her death was ruled a probable suicide caused by an overdose of barbiturates, a tragic end to a life marked by both immense fame and deep personal struggles. Yet despite the official ruling, circumstances surrounding Monroe's death have fueled endless speculation and spawned countless conspiracy theories. At the center of many of these theories are Monroe's alleged affairs with President John F. Kennedy and his brother, Robert Kennedy. According to some of the most persistent rumors, Monroe knew too much about the Kennedys' private lives, political dealings, and even national secrets. The theory goes that her intimate knowledge posed a threat, leading to a plot to silence her permanently. While these ideas sound like something out of a Hollywood thriller, they remain speculative at best, as no concrete evidence has ever surfaced to support claims of foul play. Other theories point to Monroe's struggles with mental health and substance abuse. Those who knew her personally have described a woman battling loneliness, depression, and the pressures of being in the public eye. Despite her larger-than-life persona, Monroe was deeply vulnerable, often feeling isolated despite being adored by millions. It's this human side of Monroe that makes the official ruling of suicide plausible, though the lack of definitive answers continues to spark curiosity. Even decades later, Monroe's death remains one of Hollywood's most enduring mysteries. Was it a tragic accident, a deliberate act of despair, or something more sinister? While we may never know the full truth, one thing is certain: Marilyn Monroe's story doesn't end with her death. Instead, it became the final chapter in a life that still captivates the world. What happened that fateful night? And why does her story continue to inspire so much speculation? Up next, we'll delve into Monroe's lasting legacy and how she remains a symbol of beauty, fame, and mystery even today. Legacy and cultural impact. Marilyn Monroe's life was one of striking contrasts, public adoration on one hand and private despair on the other. The allure of her beauty and charm captivated audiences worldwide, but beneath the surface, Monroe struggled with personal demons that were amplified by her immense fame. Her alleged relationships with the Kennedy brothers are the epitome of the intersection between celebrity and politics, a drama that continues to stir the public's imagination. These affairs were not just a part of her personal history, they became a reflection of the tangled, often dangerous mix of power, fame, and human vulnerability. Monroe's story has been retold in countless films, documentaries, and books, with many actresses attempting to capture her essence on screen. Each portrayal brings new layers to the mystery of who she really was, and in doing so, they deepen her enigmatic legacy. From her portrayal as a vulnerable woman to her image as a glamorous sex symbol, Marilyn Monroe's persona has continued to evolve, yet remains timeless. Her impact stretches far beyond the silver screen. Monroe's life serves as both a cautionary tale and an enduring symbol of Hollywood's golden age. Her rise to fame, personal struggles, and tragic death paint a picture of the perils that often come with celebrity. She embodied the dangerous blend of fame's glamour and its ability to distort reality, making her a timeless figure in popular culture. Even today, she remains one of the most recognized and celebrated icons in history, representing not just the beauty of Hollywood, but also the darker side of stardom. In conclusion, while the truth behind Marilyn Monroe's relationships with the Kennedy brothers may never be fully known, the fascination with her life and the scandals surrounding her continue to captivate. Monroe's story is more than just the sum of her romantic entanglements. It reflects universal themes of power, vulnerability, and the destructive nature of fame. Her life reminds us of the complexities that lie behind the glittering exterior of celebrity. Even as the world continues to speculate on her love life, Monroe's legacy endures as a poignant reminder of the human side of Hollywood's golden allure. Her story may remain shrouded in mystery, but it's a mystery we can't seem to stop trying to solve. Marilyn Monroe's life was a captivating mix of beauty, tragedy, and intrigue, and her story continues to raise more questions than answers. What really happened behind the closed doors of Hollywood's most famous scandals? And how much of Monroe's life was shaped by the politics of the time? If you found this deep dive into Monroe's life and legacy fascinating, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more. We've got countless untold stories of Hollywood's most iconic figures just waiting to be uncovered. Trust us, you won't want to miss what comes next.